here we have Meadow, and for this week's update we're going to do an updated recall video for Meadow with her new name and all of that. She's taken really well to it over the past couple weeks of training, and she now comes to the name Meadow no problems. But I do want to send you an updated recall video so that when she comes home you have a video to refer back to for that. Of course you'll get your go home video next week, but in the meantime it's good to know how we are working on this, and she has a very strong recall, so I'll have her show off for you. I'm just going to get some distance between her and I. I think she thinks she's in a stay, but she's looking right at me, so I'd say, Meadow, come. Good girl. If she weren't looking at me, I'd make noises to cue in her focus. So this way I knew her ears were on, because otherwise if she's not looking at me, she's not paying attention. Therefore, I'm not setting her up for success. So if she's digging or running the other way, you just want to make an obnoxious noise. Once she looks at you, you would say, Meadow, come. Let's see if she'll get distracted. Meadow, come. Good girl. I do go to the whistling as my first option. Clapping your hands is another great idea. Kissing noises really get her attention, as well as like just any obnoxious noise. She's behind the camera. Meadow, come. Good girl. I think she bumped into it a bit there. Hopefully we're still in focus. She found my treat bag. She's very food motivated, and I left the treat bag right on the ground behind the camera. So it's a great distraction, but she came even though it was very tempting probably not to. Come. Good girl. Come. Hoping she gets distracted again. I might even just accidentally drop a treat over here. Not that I typically do that, but I'm trying to keep our recall within frame. Meadow, come. Good girl. Good. So always just making sure I have her attention. She's looked at me, so I know she's acknowledging that I called her. Might distract her with a stick. Oh. Yeah. Meadow, come. Yes, good girl. So if Meadow wasn't coming right up to you, she's kind of like looking at you, just staring back. You never want to repeat any command, especially the come command. So we don't want to sit there and be like, Meadow, Meadow, Meadow. We don't want to say come over and over and over again either. So if she's looking at you, another option would be to get down on her level. That makes you really approachable, very breathing position with your body language. So keeping that in mind, if you're really struggling in an excited or busy, distracting environment, or just being in a new home can sometimes be an adjustment. If you notice she's not coming up to you, just try getting down on her level, but she has a really good recall. And as long as you continue to practice, she should stay just as strong with that. She loves to follow around. She's never too far away, so I'm gonna drop another treat here. Oh, good potty. Good girl. Very good potty. Whenever she does go potty, I tell her, good girl. Good. I'm just gonna drop a treat over here. Again, I don't typically do this when we're practicing, but for the purpose of keeping her in frame. Did you find it? Look. What's that? What's that? You're supposed to stay over there. So another thing you can do when practicing recall at home is have two people. It's called the A and B game. You can even add a third person and have it where you stand at a distance and you just call her back and forth. You'd say, Meadow, come. Good girl. She'd come to me. I'd praise her, give her her reward. I'd stop praising her for the next person to call her back to them. Having her go back and forth, it's a lot of exercise. It's mentally and physically tiring to her. So really great game for everybody to be involved in training. Meadow, come. Good girl. Good girl. Meadow, come. Yes, good girl. you. Meadow, come. Good girl. And we'll end with her strongest commands. She found the tree bag again. Meadow, come. Think she moved the camera on us. Sorry about that. Sit. Down. Good girl. So this is Meadow's weekly update of her working on her recall. Good job. You want belly rub? Oh, good job. Such a good girl.